Long ago, before there were any countries or nations, there were only tribes and clans. They lived in small villages and fought with each other for land, resources and glory. Some tribes were stronger than others, and they conquered their weaker neighbors. They formed alliances and confederations, and they called their leaders kings. One of the first and most famous kings was Alexander the Great. He was the king of Macedonia, a small kingdom in northern Greece. He inherited his throne from his father, Philip II, who had united most of the Greek city-states under his rule. Alexander wanted to expand his empire and spread the Greek culture to the rest of the world. He led his army across Asia and Africa, defeating the mighty Persian Empire and reaching as far as India. He founded many cities and named them after himself, such as Alexandria in Egypt. He died at the age of 32, leaving behind a vast and diverse realm that soon fell apart into smaller kingdoms. Another early and influential king was Augustus Caesar. He was the first emperor of Rome, which had been a republic for centuries. He rose to power after a civil war that followed the assassination of his great-uncle, Julius Caesar, who had been a dictator and a conqueror. Augustus restored peace and stability to the Roman world, and he expanded the borders of the empire to include most of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. He reformed the government, the army, the laws, and the culture of Rome. He was revered as a great king by many people, and he started a dynasty that lasted for more than 200 years. The rise of these and other kings changed the world in many ways. They created large and powerful states that dominated their regions and influenced their neighbors. They brought different peoples and cultures together, and they spread their own ideas and values. They also faced many challenges and conflicts, both from within and from without. They had to deal with rebellions, invasions, succession crises, corruption, and decadence. They had to balance their own interests and ambitions with the needs and expectations of their subjects. They had to justify their authority and legitimacy, and they had to deal with the consequences of their actions. The history of royal kingdoms is a history of glory and tragedy, of triumph and failure, of order and chaos. It is a history of human nature, of the best and the worst that we can do. It is a history that continues to shape our world today.